Having seen a close friend go through the horrendous experience of miscarriage and stillbirth, I'd put off having children, as I didn't know if I could personally cope with the possibility of such a loss. However, having been married for over 12 years to my soulmate, we married young, and setting up a successful business, suddenly my biological clock started ticking. Yes, I too thought that was an urban myth, that one day you could be satisfied with no children, then the next you have a burning desire to reproduce. But it happened to me. I can confirm it's real. After a while, I knew I was pregnant, but heartbreakingly, it ended in a miscarriage. And my way of coping was almost to pretend it hadn't happened. I didn't want to be one of those statistics, which states up to 1 in 4 pregnancies ends in miscarriage. Surely if I didn't acknowledge it, it didn't happen. I pushed all emotion down and we went into total denial. We later named this baby Kobe. Within a couple of months, we were blessed to get pregnant again. We decided to keep it a secret from the family and tell them as a surprise at Christmas. We went for our first scan, and there was a heart-stopping moment when the sonographer said, "Are you sure you have your dates right? I can't see anything." Following our assurance that the dates were indeed correct, she suddenly announced, "Oh, there it is." And on the screen, we witnessed the miracle of life, our tiny baby wriggling around with its little heartbeat fluttering away. We were, of course, over the moon. The sonographer mentioned that she could see a pool of blood in the womb and warned me I should expect a little blood loss at some point, but not to worry about it at all. That evening, I did get a little spotting, and if I'm honest, I did panic. I think any woman will agree that if you see any signs of blood while pregnant, fear swells from nowhere. But by the following day, the spotting had stopped, so peace returned. A little while later, I caught the flu and was bedridden for a week. Then, as quickly as it had stopped, the bleeding started again. But this time it felt different. We found a clinic who agreed to scan me. After what felt like an age, we were called into the scanning room and the doctor immediately activated the all-telling machine. There on the screen, we saw our baby for the second time, kicking away, showing no signs of distress or concern. What a relief. We were due to go to a party on the Saturday evening, so hoping that resting might stop any further bleeding, I stayed in bed, continually doing that maternal stroke of the stomach, which somehow feels like you're comforting and caring for your child within. But when I got up that evening, I felt a sudden rush of blood, and I knew my baby had just died. I lay on the floor begging God to save her, crying out to the only one who truly controls life and death, but I knew it was in vain. Deep down, I knew she was destined to be born into heaven, not onto the earth. Mother's instinct? Who knows? But I knew her little heart was no longer beating within her or me.